All right. Yo, what's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Cocktails with Michelle. And I'm your host, of course, Michelle. And tonight's guest embodies the hustle, the pain, and the payoff. The story behind the shine, he's not just rapping bars, he's translating survival into sound. From the grind to the glam, from loyalty to lessons learned. He represents every soul who had to get it out of the mud and make it look easy. Let's raise a glass. Raise your glass to the voice of the streets of the definition of NFG. Oh, no feelings, gang.
That'd be me.
Gang.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so the one and only NFG DeNero,
That right.
right? No feelings, gang. So what's up? How you doing?
I can't complain.
So I got some wine, y'all. Uh, he's a
Ice
bird
house
man.
shorty.
He's a
Ice
beer
house
man.
shorty. Ice house
So
shorty. Mhm.
see, when I look at it, no feelings given. Like I be like, no fucks given. Whenever I see, that's probably where you got that from, right?
It's multi-layered
Yeah.
because sometimes it's nothing first but God. When I'm feeling good and godly.
Okay.
Other times, no feelings gang or no fucks given.
Yeah.
It's however
That's all I
we
can
come
say
across.
what I said though. But that's what's up. So tonight we have the Hustler's Gold, a smooth mix. Oh no, that's the cocktail. I was gonna give you a cocktail, but you said either one, so I picked wine because it's Sunday. So I just did some 19 crimes. I got the one with the Cali Red with Snoop Dogg, bold, unapologetic, and age to defiance. Perfect for a night of truth telling, right? We're gonna tell some truth. Okay, so raise your glass. Cheers to no feelings gang.
That part. NFG. Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get to it. Oh my gosh.
Let's get into it. That's bold.
Yeah. I ain't never had this before, man. This might become a regular
That's
here.
bold.
19 crimes. All right. That's good. I went to Total Wine and got that. So let's get to it. So you call it No Feelings Gang.
Yeah.
I know. You're going to have to tell the truth now.
All right, let's get it.
Is there ever a moment when the grind forces you to actually have feelings?
Yeah, because see, the thing is, No Feelings Gang, all right, the history behind it is 2015, I was incarcerated. And while I was back there, I came up with something called Headshot Committee, HSK. And I had an old man who had did 15 years in the feds. He loved music. He had been locked up with so many prominent artists or whatever. But he told me, he said, son, you think you ever gonna get on the radio talking about you Headshot Committee?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I don't know. But I'm locked up, so it feel good. And I actually started, my routine, I did, and I ain't ashamed of it, I did 6 months for child support. And my thing was, I was deployed when they summoned me. I was in Iraq. So they never served me. But when I came back, I was celebrating my birthday, got into a little verbal altercation at Waffle House. They came and said I had a warrant. So when it did 6 months. All right, with that being said, while I'm back there, this whole idea sparked where I wake up in the morning, I do my little workout, I read Psalms, because basically that's a song for today. It's 31 Psalms. Well, no, Proverbs. I read Proverbs. I read my Psalms to go to sleep. I read my proverb every morning. It's 31 Proverbs. So to get me through that time, I read a proverb every day, and I structure my day around that proverb.
Mm-hmm.
With all that being said, as time went on, I'm meeting people, but it's my first time incarcerated, and I'm learning their stories and everything else. And in the day, I wrote midday. I wrote a song every day midday. And it's just like with the No Feelings Gang, people misconstrue the No Feelings Gang. It's a mantra behind NFG, which means basically my mantra is there's nothing personal in business, but there's no business in feelings.
Right.
No feelings gang. That means when I'm handling business, I cannot set aside the fact that I'm here to handle business. It's personal. nothing personal, strictly business. So when I say no feelings gang, that means if we're handling business, whether we're doing street shit or organized as far as movement, I can't care that you got to make a quota. I know what I came to get. I know what I sit down for. So I ain't no feelings, bro. It's strictly business.
Okay.
But the gang part came in because of the simple fact I had a following where basically it was Crips, Bloods, GDs, but we wasn't no feelings Bloods, we wasn't no feelings Crips, we wasn't no feelings GDs. We was a gang, but we was a collective of talented individuals that we set out to sit down and handle business. So anytime handling business, ain't no feelings in that.
Right, of course. It shouldn't be any feelings in business.
You got kids to feed, I got kids to feed. Listen, sir, I don't care about your quota. Mine got to eat too.
Okay. So what's one scar, physical or emotional, that shaped your sound the most?
I got two. One, being deployed, I joined the military because, keeping it 100, I couldn't stand to see my baby mom with nobody else. And I was already playing in the streets then. And I know my mentality, I'm like, I'm a hurt song. She popping out, people calling me. And my dad told me, you out here risking your freedom for nothing. Take your ass to the military, get paid for it. So I did. So between losing my dad, doing those deployments, and actually being on my own away from home, it kind of hardened the fight or flight, but it made fight or flight more so survival. So my music, when I do music, I'm not thinking, what's my next banger? I'm thinking, okay, this is poetry, but I gotta get off my chest. So once I make it song or whatever, it's a memory now. But it reminds me, if you listen to most of my music, I start off telling you the story, but then I tell you the solution in the end, or tell you the triumph by the end of it.
Okay, well, you need to send me some of your music. Now, you came for an interview, didn't give me none of your music.
I did. I tagged you yesterday.
No, you didn't.
We did.
Yeah, you did. Oh, your phone ain't on.
It's up.
Oh, well, I have to go back and look. You know, I hardly even be on. I post on there.
I noticed.
I just don't. Sometimes I surf. Sometimes I do, but I didn't see anything, so I'm going to look. So every artist has a come up story. What's your I made it moment? Have you had one yet?
I believe in small victories, so I've had a few. From peers actually starting to reflect on it was events that are in music that don't incriminate us, but it was times where it was little altercations or things, and I brought them up in my songs, and it's individuals that I never thought noticed that remember them.
Yeah, y'all gotta be careful because motherfuckers get locked up for their music.
Yeah. Me personally, I strive not to put anything to hurt anybody in my music, but a lot of times I'm just telling my story. Where this is how I felt during this time, or this is how I felt during that time. So somehow I poetically formulated it to the point where certain individuals know what I'm talking about, or they remember that day of that occurrence. So I guess I can say with my peers or my family, my mom especially. My mom will be 70 in January 9th. No, 80. I take that back. She'll be 80. But my mom, one of my biggest fans.
Oh, okay.
And even though she's super Christian, she go to church, all that other stuff. When her baby dropped, she let me hear it. And she'd be like, I like this one. But you know, it's a blessing to have your family respect your pain or your peers. Where basically to you was getting off your chest, but with them, it's more so, I like that. Not even realizing I'm healing through that, but y'all acknowledging it. So I guess that was a big gap between pops, military, and that.
Yeah. Okay. So you talk about loyalty a lot in music, right?
Yeah.
What's the biggest betrayal you ever had to recover from?
Women.
What? Women? Really? Tell us about it.
Okay, so you can basically spend your time building somebody up, right? And you basically are taking somebody when they wounded, they hurt, they down. So the nurturer in you, because I'm an Aquarius, by the way. But you can take all of the potential you see in them, and then some people once you build them up to that level that you saw in them,
Mm-hmm.
it inspires them to look down on you. And that was one of my biggest betrayals, where basically certain situations I was there for people through father issues or horrible relationships and try to show you different. I wasn't perfect in the process because I wasn't healed.
Mm-hmm.
But during all of that, like, yeah, my biggest betrayal was investing time in the people when I had opportunities to go do other things.
So you betrayed yourself in a sense.
Both.
Yeah. Because we
when you're a nurturer, you're
you gotta protect it, but you gotta protect that part of yourself. So you gotta be accountable for how you engage with others around you, you know, and especially when you see them people and then really the red flag is flown on the first when you see it.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of us ignore it. That's that intuition thing. I man, dudes be clowning, be like, women don't ever use their intuition. No, neither do y'all. So everybody has the ability to have intuition. It's all about what you do with it.
You said the biggest part, accountability.
Yeah. So once you get older, you learn to pay attention to those intuitive moments, right?
That's why I'm more selective with my energy now.
Yes, absolutely. So if we stripped away the money and fame, who is DeNero at his core?
A born leader.
You're a leader? Okay. Yeah, I mean, I noticed you got Martin Luther King on your hoodie. So do you inspire after Martin Luther King?
I'm on Malcolm X. I don't believe in nonviolence.
I'm
not gonna lie. It's just the quote that go with this hoodie on the back.
Yeah.
Which it says basically once we only give up our voice when we stop speaking truth.
Yeah, we'll just have to get a B-roll of it later and we'll have it.
But Malcolm had a quote that basically said we only give up our freedom or who we are when we stop having the will to speak truth.
Oh, okay.
So that's
that's about. You know what? I ain't even gonna go there right now because somebody done bought up all the media. Is trying to buy up all of the media and websites and different stuff. Social engineering is a motherfucker. You hear me?
Technology.
Yeah. I mean, nothing wrong with technology. It's about who's using it.
That part.
Yeah. So if you move with a Southern flair, what city would you? What city made you, or what city changed you?
Of course, I gotta say Columbia, South Carolina, because I've been here since I was 9.
Okay.
I'm 39 now. Born in Orangeburg, South Carolina, but culture-wise, I got a lot of culture from Houston, Texas, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Slidell, Louisiana, Lafayette, Louisiana. Just a lot of the southern cities that I've had the privilege to move to live in. I started learning their people, how they move, how they act. Basically studying the social aspect of it. And it's just like one thing for certain things, Southern is different from anywhere else.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not from the hospitality, but to the tempers. We're passionate. We're passionate people in the South.
Right.
So, like I said, them cities, they kind of shape the sound because sometimes when I'm knitting or doing my music, I'm not just thinking about the experience I had in South Carolina or Columbia. I'm thinking about when I was over here in Killeen, Texas. I was in Houston, Texas. I was in Austin, Texas. I was in Slidell. I was in Baton Rouge.
No, you been everywhere.
Military. Yeah. I traveled.
Yeah. What branch?
Army.
Army? Okay. How long was you in?
3.5 years. I was getting blown up.
Yeah. My brother was, I mean, hey, you went in. Some people don't even do that much stuff.
I was running from a girl.
Running from a woman.
I ain't want to go to prison because I love that girl a lot. I did.
Right.
But we cool now. We cordial. One of our daughters in college. The other one getting ready to go. So
okay.
We co-parenting.
That's what's up.
2 successful little young ladies. So I say out of that, you know, my pain, in the end, it blossomed something beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Daddy got scars mentally as far as the PTSD, but they ain't got to pay for a day of college. They all right.
Absolutely. All right, guys, we're going to take a quick break. It's a word from our sponsors, 40 Acres and a Mule Fuss Box on Clubhouse. Okay. When we bring that fire, we definitely got that fuel. It is the playground for intellectual prodigies where intellects meet street smarts.
I like that, though.
Yeah, that's...
we gon' sip right. If we gon' pop it, we gon' pop right. You got the glasses, right? I got the gas, homie, pass the light. Don't need to brag on this bag, but this swag got me feeling light. If we gon' sip right. If we gon' pop it, we gon' pop right. You got the glasses, right? I got the gas, homie, pass the light. Don't need to brag on this bag, but this swag
Get
got me
back to
feeling
it.
light.
All right, guys, welcome back. And I am sitting here with none other than NFG, No Feelings Gang.
Yeah, me.
Cheers. With DeNero. So welcome back. Let's get on with this interview. Got a couple more questions before we get to the meat of it, the cocktail confections. Okay.
Right. Talk to me. I
So,
talk that.
so which line from one of your songs do you feel people overlook but means everything to you?
Now that's a good one. Cause I ain't gonna lie, my catalog kind of deep, and it's a couple songs like that. Let me see. One thing I can take off. Ooh. Matter of fact, I just dropped a song, something that was vital in there. I made a statement and I said, basically, you crashed out when you walked with him and would have left my side. See, my thing is abandonment.
Mm-hmm.
Because when it comes to my life, I've been at grandma's house, I've been at my auntie's house, and it wasn't until a couple years back I actually let my mom in. Even though she birthed me, that's my best friend, that's my baby. I always looked at her like, you never home. So it was just like saying that particular line is more so I had to talk to my mom and I realized you was just at work trying to provide. But those jobs you can get was out of town. So your little boy was outside running the streets with auntie or with grandma. But by the time I was at an age where I needed mom and dad, I had already made my own family. I was already in the streets.
Right.
So yeah.
Mm.
That line right there.
All right. So what's your creative process when you're hurt or angry? Do you write, record, or ride out?
That's a Vlad question, ain't it?
Hmm?
This a Vlad type question. Hold on. Okay. So depending on the situation, 9 times out of 10, yeah. 9 times out of 10, I'm probably gonna pop me an ice house open, sit there, and I'm gonna tune out. I'm gonna put them headphones on.
Right.
I love the creation of noise cancelers because the simple fact, no matter what I'm going through, whether it's with a female, street stuff, business, once I put them headphones in or on, nothing else exists but that beat. Right. And then the lyrics from whatever I'm going through, that kind of fruitation. So that's pretty much my process.
Right.
As far as the ride out, well, I'm knocking 40. I ain't.
No drinking and driving, basically. Drink responsibly. So if your younger self could see you now, what would he say?
Boy, leave them girls alone. Don't leave them alone, but be cautious. Be cautious. Because I'm a hopeless romantic. I say that. So a lot of my turmoil or
no, what would he say to you?
The younger me would tell the older me. She should have just been your friend. Don't love too hard. Don't try to fix everything.
Oh.
Focus. Spend more time. Focus on your self development and your future. Invest.
All right.
That's what the younger me would tell the older me because I done blew some money and I didn't try to.
How would the younger you know that you need to do that though?
Because I done been blowing money since I was 16, 17. If I'd have had more sense, the 40-year-old me would tell the 18-year-old me, hey, look, bro, put it up.
Yeah, but what about the 14-year-old would tell the 40-year-old? What would a 14-year-old tell a 40-year-old?
Focus. Stop wanting to, like, before social media, I was on the B scene. Now, I'd rather be a ghost. Understood. Right.
So, see, for me, my 14-year-old self would be, you did a good job.
No, we still got work to do.
Yeah, I did a good job. No, that's what I would tell myself. My 14-year-old self, I would tell my 42-year-old self, you did a good job. You survived.
That part.
Good job. Right? So what do you want your legacy to sound like 10 years from now? The music, the message, or the movement?
The message, the truth.
Yeah. What's the truth?
The truth is, when you stop being you, you die. When you stop basically speaking, when you basically put a muzzle on yourself, or when you basically conform and be quiet.
Yeah.
If it don't feel right here in the soul, I gotta say it.
Okay. All right. I get it. I get it.
That's the message behind the music.
Okay.
Never stop being outspoken.
Yep.
That's it.
All right. That's real Aquarius energy right there. So you know what? It's time for cocktail confessions. I just got a couple of questions. We're just gonna run them down, one word answers. Okay.
Go.
All right. Have you ever used love as a weapon in your hustle?
Yes, I have. I'm an Aquarius.
You're bad. I'm just playing.
I'm an Aquarius. Yes.
What's your most toxic habit when you fall for someone?
Dada.
What?
I'm Dada.
You're what? What is that supposed to mean?
Go back and watch Kevin Gates' interview. But at the end of the day, I ain't worried about what he did over there or who he is. I'm an experience.
Yeah, that's maturity right there.
Experience. So understand, not just being an Aquarius, but the energy, the DeNero experience is it's an experience. This ain't gonna be found everywhere.
Right.
You're gonna learn something. You're gonna enjoy yourself, and you're gonna reach pinnacles you ain't never reach over there. Dada.
So last question. What's the money's counted? When the money's counted, when the money's counted and the crowd is gone, what keeps you up at night?
Wondering. Absolutely nothing, because I'm an insomniac. So what keeps me up at night is thinking, what can I achieve tomorrow? But being an Aquarius, I'm an overthinker. So it's probably planning a week ahead.
Oh, okay.
So basically
that's
the future.
Good.
The future.
Yeah, the future. The future keeps you up thinking about it. Yeah, you know. Some people be thinking 50 years ahead. Yeah.
Kind of, sort of.
I'm going to do one more with you. Do you feel guilt for leaving people behind in the come up?
Absolutely not.
Why not?
Because certain people aren't meant to go everywhere you go. And certain thing the universe designed for you, it's not for everybody else. So regardless of how long we traveled, how good a relationship was, or how bad it was, if there's growth in the process, that ensures my legacy as well as my children. So in the event that you couldn't adapt and ride along with me because I'm not holding nobody's hand, you got left behind, no hard feelings. No feelings game.
Understood.
No feelings game.
Understood. So, you know, besides the questions, you know, I always like to do like an educational moment with my guests in, you know, regards to like what's going on in the news and the media and stuff. And one thing I've seen online right now is a lot of people showing, researching, and looking into their genealogy. Do you know anything about genealogy? Yeah. What you know?
I mean,
but you do know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh, genes, where you come from.
Yeah.
I mean, with me, I'm a mutt. I know that, but I'm a mutt in the sense of a lot of my ancestral DNA is not what they call Black or American. But at the same time,
how do you know?
Based off blood tests and things I've done when I had the money.
But blood don't do genealogy.
Well, enlighten me. What are we talking about?
Genealogy is the paperwork. It's the paper trail of your family. So you would find it in family Bibles and or your great grandmothers and them. They would have a lot of paperwork, right?
Not the census too.
Yeah. So census. Basically, you'll have to go look for it, right? So, but it's a lot more than the census as well, because when you look for these people and you see that their address books, you know, like the telephone books is there. You got birth certificates, death certificates, all types of stuff, right? So that's what it is. Genealogy has nothing to do with blood.
Right.
Because first of all, on the blood test, you do know it says it's for entertainment purposes only, right?
Didn't know that.
Yes, that's what it's for entertainment purposes only.
I'm listening.
Now, just because and honestly, talking to one of my girlfriends earlier, she said you do have your 23andMe and Ancestry, DNA, and all of that. She said the best one is to go to AfricanAncestry.com. And one of my homeboys did his with African Ancestry. He black. Well, he think he black, but it came back that he's from Central America. That's where his DNA from. It's to Central America. A lot of people that do go through African Ancestry DNA, they found that they don't have any African DNA. So it was, and that's why I kind of feel like those type of cases like that is what sparked the energy of people actually going to look. Like I just found out that I don't have any. Why? Let me look up my genealogy.
Right.
So sometimes that's all you really need. You don't even need the blood test. So what do you think about that? And a lot of people are claiming that their ancestors are the original people of this land.
Personally, when I did mine, because I did two. I did an Ancestry.com, and I did another one. I was in Europe. Well, I was in Ali Salim. I was
the blood test.
I did the blood test over there. I did the Ancestry.com in the United States. And a lot of mine come back Nigerian, Afro-Cuban, Haitian, but my father and my grandfather West Indian, so it makes sense. But a lot of our addresses have a time period where they stopped here. So that means with me, I understood, okay, after the 30s or 40s, certain things wasn't recorded.
30s or 40s of what? What year?
They weren't doing a lot of census, and
yes,
a lot of those people, but a lot of my people were off grid.
But now you see now the next step for you to do is look for those immigration papers.
That's what I'm saying.
The logs are there, the travel logs are there. Yeah, and now that's your next step. So that's dope that you found that.
I found that much out. Whereas it's like after this period, you don't find nothing on his family, his grandparents, no nothing. It's just lived here, had kids.
Because if it's in the 1900s, it's there. You just gotta look for it. 40s. So like I took mine all the way back to the 17.
Oh, you back?
Yeah, 1756 type of stuff.
Oh, so you know yourself. You thug.
Oh yeah. One of them, he was on the obituary of his granddaughter or daughter or something like that. It said that he was a pioneer black resident of Pittsburgh. He was a free man of color.
That's lit.
Yeah, in the 1820s.
It's lit.
Yeah.
Before things really.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. Like, they don't teach you the whole thing of what actually happened back then.
They're not.
Yeah, you have to actually go and look and understand that what the difference between slavery and indentured servitude. You're not gonna buy your freedom as a slave.
But indigenous people, we were already here.
Yeah, we was already here. We were just prisoners of war. So that was it. Yeah. So I found tribal cards in mine and everything. Choctaw Creek, all of that. Found some European stuff. I found castles over there in Scotland and Ireland too. Oh yeah, I traced it all the way back to Charlemagne the Great.
That's where some of our go back to Europe. Where it's just like, but those you got to understand, those were the Moors. So a lot of them were Moors that traveled.
That would be a topic for another day because
the Moors taught them.
I mean that too, alchemy. But that's how they got here though. Like the Moors were already here intermingling with us too, but they're the ones who betrayed the Indians too. So it's a whole mixture. It's a whole mix, a lot of things up in there. So you're gonna have to. But I'm glad that you actually, So how do you feel about people in this whole debate thing where folks is like, we come from this land?
That's great. We here. We still niggas.
So we still niggas.
No, me personally, I'm a niggas. I'm a king.
Okay.
But amongst all, regardless of my blood is royal descent, when it comes to anything in this world, until we figure it out, we still niggas.
I think it's great. Well, as far as some people would say it's another CIA operation, just like the civil rights movement.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what to think. I think that people just need to do their genealogy and figure it out. But I also think that's the reason why we're still where we're at in a mindset because we don't know who we are. We don't know where we come
That's the
from.
biggest point. That's just like anything that an inquisitive person does. Once you learn more about it, you're more passionate about it. We're not as passionate about who we are because nobody's making any groundbreaking discoveries or doing the research. They're just going with the nigga flow. They give us this, the law, this, that, the third. Nobody's really reaching beyond the line that's been set out of fear or whatever the case may be. But until we educate ourselves and we really learn who we are,
Right.
we'll feel empowered once we know exactly who we are and we got documentation to prove it. So I agree with you. Yeah, we need to, it should be pushed more because we learn more about white history in schools than we do about our ancestry, who we are.
Yeah.
So
what do you think about the hype on flat earth? Are you a flat earther or a round earther?
Personally, I'm more so scientifically a nerd, and I genuinely feel like certain concepts are possible, but with science is basically a hypothesis that educated guess. With the way light bends, is at the third, I can't say I'm a flat earther, but there's always a rainbow in the arch like a spear. So I kind of believe in the dome concept, but I don't. But then again, I've never been out of space. I can't tell you that. It's not really something in my lifestyle I'm too concerned with.
I like that. We ain't never been out of space.
I can't tell you what it's like. I've never been there. And honestly, that don't ensure if my brothers eat tomorrow, my kids eat, whether we round or flat. All I know is we here.
And you on the ground.
What we can prove is we can't go too high up there without not being able to breathe this at third.
I don't know.
There's another concept that says we're under another ocean. Space is an ocean.
That's only because they took it out the Bible.
It's a lot of things.
Because in the Bible, they said they separated the waters from the heaven and the earth. But that's just a primitive mindset, like what they felt it looked like.
But it's a lot of things omitted.
Scientific.
Ethiopian Bible, scrolls, certain
what about things. It?
When we get speaking on Nephilims, things of this, that, and the third.
Man, that stuff is man-made construct. They put that. They gave you that so you won't practice and be who you really are. That's the truth.
So how are they still finding giant bones?
Yeah, I'm sure they are. I'm sure they are. But that whole stuff right there, that when you come base it off of the book and put it up with archaeological findings, it's still mythology.
So let's just say this then: if you're a spiritual people, and you're in height, you're a non-ether being, right? At the end of the day, why would you put something in a book and it's practiced worldwide by the same guy who created demonology, but you don't know his technical ethnicity? Why would, just like young men have dreams, prophets, why would the Most High or the universe or my ancestors not still talk to me and tell me things I didn't know and see?
Do you know what the demonology book was about?
A whole lot of stuff that goes against the contradicts the text.
But do you know why he wrote it?
Why did he write it?
He wrote it because he was dating a witch, and he wrote it to
he raped his mama though.
Yeah, but no, listen, this is why he wrote. I'm sure he did, but what I'm saying, why he wrote the demonology is because he felt he was being haunted by a witch.
So you wrote
Go look it up.
No, look.
Yeah, go look it up.
I am. But this is my thing. So you mean to tell me you wrote a whole religion that it's been proven?
He didn't write that religion. You talking about Christianity?
Shakespeare wrote certain parts.
No, King James took the Geneva Bible.
Right.
And translated it totally different, had all of these people commissioned it. But because he didn't want people to have a rebellious mindset and not to and looking at God, but looking at him as God. That's what the whole point was. But I mean, that's not something we should even be glorifying, seeing that the way it was indoctrinated and punched down on the people.
From Geneva, right? Mm-hmm. That's just like God in Geneva. That's the earth. Just like we got a Geneva Convention when we go to war or certain things. There are certain rules established. But all that being said, if it's known and it's public information, this is why I say we don't seek enough information. You got a whole book that's basically plagiarism on another book. So it's my understanding, so I could be a ruler. But there are several religions, doctrines that follow this, will die about it, from the Crusaders to everything else.
Does Hinduism and Buddhism follow that same doctrine? I mean, not follow it, but is it comparison?
It is.
Is it? How?
Because, all right, even in Buddhism, you have multiple gods. Even in your Christian Bible, it says there are many gods, but I am the one. That goes back to basically his speaking, as far as I am the one.
But none of the gods of Buddhism said I am the one.
They never said I am.
Yeah, but that's the thing. So that is not the same.
Religion, to an extent, some will say is a form of control. But at the end of the day, I do agree we all need something to believe in, no matter what you choose.
Why?
The biggest thing is, even if you believe in yourself.
Believe, you know what the word believe means?
What does it mean?
To have uncertainty.
You teaching me something. Keep going. I'm listening to this.
I know myself. I know thyself. I know I am. When you say I am DeNero. You know, I am a hustler. I don't believe I'm DeNero. You know who you are. So I don't believe in the Bible. It's either I know what the shit say, I know the principles of it, but just because it's there doesn't mean that it rules me and shapes my moral construct. Like, I get it.
But even biblically, there's certain texts in there that tell you, you are, not we are, it's I. But near God, except for that one, never said I am.
But do you know who the God of the Bible is?
The guy who remade it.
Which one?
Lucifer. That's the God of the Bible. Where we live at.
Which Lucifer? Is Lucifer for real?
I don't know.
The morning star.
But he's Jesus too. He's the same character if you look at it. Both of them was the star and the morning star. Like,
he wasn't Yahshua. No, he wasn't Yahshua, man. Yahshua was a gangster though. I don't know why y'all be talking bad on Yahshua.
I don't speak bad on none. I wasn't there, but see, the Bible and my mental, it was basic instruction for the earth. It's basically, all right, look, here's a manual on what certain ones did to be glorified and did certain things. As far as the miracles, I wasn't there, this and third. All I know is how I walk. These are things, like I told you, I used to read the Psalms, read the Proverbs. These are things morality-wise.
You know, Psalms is a book of spells.
Yeah,
you use them? Oh, okay.
I did. I came home.
Good. Oh, that's funny. That's dope. He came home. Well,
I did. I was condemned. I came home.
Okay. Condemned.
I was put away. Falsely accused. Came home, made it all right.
That's what's up. Okay, DeNero, tell my viewers where they can find you.
All right, big sis, look. To the fam. NFG DeNero on anything. You can Google it. I know that's corny to say Google me, but NFG DENERO. That's Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, NFG space DENERO. You can find me anywhere, from videos to merchandise to clothing. I even cook plates sometimes on Sunday when I'm bored. Well, get at me. And I do appreciate the opportunity, but we're gonna have to on them deeper talks about the spirit. I like being taught. I'm learning. So we're gonna definitely,
You know, I think, in knowing, it does start with believing, because that is the seed to get to know who you are, is putting that energy forth. But to continue to say I believe in Jesus is saying, it's almost equivalent of saying I am uncertain. Yeah.
And you didn't have belief, or you didn't know, you wasn't sure.
Yeah. So, but now you know, right?
So you taught me something.
Yeah.
So don't be surprised in the next couple songs or something. I'm like, I don't believe in nothing, but what I'm doing, I know I'm about to do this. I'm inspired by her.
That's what's yeah. All right. Yes. So thank you for tuning in to Cocktails with Michelle, where we pour up a delightful glass of conversation and inspiration. Thank you for joining me tonight, DeNero. Till next time, guys, like, share, and subscribe.
Salud.